The Sacramento Kings have been robbed. The NBA has pulled a heist off on the Sacramento Kings. They did it in broad daylight, and in fact, they did it twice. So we're going to break down what's going on that front. We also have a major De'Aaron Fox trade development, as we have some insight in terms of who the Kings are going after specifically from the San Antonio Spurs and how those talks are going. But before we dive into anything, and I'm doing the sub ass fast, if you're part of the 83%, hit that subscribe button. I can't ask for too long because I am too fired up right now. The Kings have been robbed, and it is criminal what just happened to this team, to this organization, to the fan base, to the players, because the teams for the Western Conference All-Star team have been released. And again, I know people aren't super high on De'Aaron Fox right now, but that man has put up some dumb stats this season. But the emotions are a bit all over the place with De'Aaron Fox right now. But one thing that is criminal, that is absurd, and that continues to happen to this man, Domantas Sabonis, averaging 21 points per game, nearly 15 rebounds per night, nearly 7 assists, shooting 48% from the three-point line. That's right. No, this is not a free throw percentage like Shaq or stuff. This dude is a 6'10 center, a near 7-footer, shooting 48% from behind the three-point line, shooting 57% on corner threes. He is out here carrying this King squad night in, night out. He's effective out there on the defense. He's doing everything you can ask of him out there on the basketball court. 48% from 3, 21, 14.5 points, 6.6 assists. And somehow, some way, some world, there was someone that ended up saying, hey, that's not an all-star. Some reporters out there, that's not an all-star right there. Domas out there, absolutely tearing it up night in, night out. Forget De'Aaron Fox, averaging like 27, 6, and 7. Forget him, because that is what it is. This list of all-stars that have been put out there is it's just criminal. And this isn't on any specific, and we're going to compare some stats specifically to Domas, but Anthony Edwards, sure. We'll talk about James Harden, yes, the Clippers, the Lakers, the Grizzlies, the Rockets. If this was a NBA standing show, because that's what happened here. I can logistically explain what happened here beyond Victor Wembanyama, but I get Victor Wembanyama, the future. He's an interesting piece. He's put up some dumb stats, especially on the defensive end. But with the exception of Wembanyama on the Spurs, this was if you're a part of the top 6 seeds, you need an all-star. You need an all-star. Even though the separation between the LA Lakers and the Kings is just 3 games. And we're talking about all the turmoil, the things, the ups and downs the Kings have had to go through, right? This team has been nasty over the last little stretch, but we'll put all that aside. This situation just became, hey, who's the most interesting players on the top 6 teams? That's all this. If you want to name this team or whatever's going to be at All-Star Weekend, the top 6 seeds out there in your conference, and an alien from France, sure, cool. I wouldn't be out here yapping, wouldn't be out here making a video. But if this is an all-star team, if you're going to look at a guy that's averaging 21, 15, and 7, and shooting 48% from the three-point line, and say, hey, that's not an all-star, my guy. That's silliness, And you're going to come out here and you're going to say, hey, Anthony Davis, he's put up some solid stats, but their record isn't that much different. Look at the three-point percentage. You look at the percentages there, right? Floor space and all that type of stuff. I get the defensive side, but you look at Alfred Şengün. Let's just eyeball these directly. 21, 15, and 7. Alfred Şengün, 19, 10, and 5. 22% from behind the three-point line. 22%. Similar amount of turnovers, less points, significantly less points, or significantly less rebounds, less assists. Defensively isn't there either. He's not a threat from out there behind the three-point line. And this man, I get it. It's a standings contest. The Rockets are the 2nd seed. He can't keep them out. But this game is not the all standings award. That's not what this is all about. Domas clears Alfred Şengün this season. It's just clear in the stats. And then you have Jalen Williams, who again, I'm not saying any of these guys are bad or having bad seasons. You're 21, 5, and 6. Or 21, 6, and 5. We're doing some rounding here at this point. But the efficiency, the stats, the numbers themselves, Domas is just better. He's just better. He's getting more rebounds. He's getting more assists. 21 points per game. I get the Jalen Williams on a better team. Sure, those arguments are all there, but the efficiency, like 61% from the field and 48% from the three-point line. Like, what are we doing here? Why are Jalen Williams and Alfred Şengün out there on a team above Domas? If you're going to snub someone, I mean, snub the guy that's been on a team, and the Lakers already got their all-stars with LeBron and stuff. Like, what on earth is going on with this? How on earth does that make any sense? I don't know. Like, you can even make the arguments, Jalen Williams out there, right? De'Aaron Fox is putting up better stats all around out here at this point, averaging like 5 more points per game too. I'm not going into too much of a De'Aaron Fox rant because Rich Paul stole that from him, but I don't know. I saw that. That was criminal. In my book, Domas, you are an all-star. You are anointed an all-star this season. You're anointed an all-star last season. And I just pray that the Kings end up making a really nice trade for Fox. It rejuvenates the team. There's a late season run, and this man finally gets the respect he deserves. But I'm not here to just... That's what I did. I was here to yap and yell. But we got more stuff to talk about. In this vid. But we have a major De'Aaron Fox trade development. Of course, we all know, if you haven't been looking, check out the 3 other videos I made today. I mean, again, if you guys want to stay up to date with everything going on with this team, 83% of you haven't subscribed just yet. I think we got 4 videos coming out today. Like, let's hit that subscribe button, folks. But we got De'Aaron Fox trade development, so we'll bring that up here now. But basically, the Kings are known to covet Spurs rookie guard who has taken 4th overall out of Connecticut in this year's NBA draft in June. But there was serious skepticism in the league circles that San Antonio be willing to include him. Of course, this is Stephon Castle. If that's ultimately the case, the Kings would have to determine whether or not there's an acceptable pathway to doing a deal without him involved. That's not the end of San Antonio's considerations either. So, again, the Spurs, they're going to try to negotiate. There's a full week of this. We'll see what ends up happening. Stephon Castle is a phenomenal basketball player. He's the guy that I want back out here for the Sacramento Kings team if this deal ends up going down. 12 points per game, 2.6 boards, 3.5 assists. He's not setting the world on fire his rookie season, but he plays outstanding defense. He struggles with his three-point shot, but, he shoots 37% of the corners, which is a positive. But Castle is a guy that just has so much upside, is a very likable guy to watch, just given his hustle, energy, effort, everything he puts out there on the court. So I'm a big fan of Stephon Castle. In one of these trades, he almost is a prerequisite. I mean, the Spurs can get around, making a move like that. There are deals with the Spurs that I probably would accept if they get involved. I mean, we look at the draft capital that they have out there this season. Like, they have their own first-round pick. They have the Atlanta Hawks first-round pick that has no protections on it. I don't know if people have been keeping up on the Atlanta Hawks, but they're a mid-level team this season that just lost their best player. Jalen Johnson is out for the rest of the year. Maybe Trae Young can make an argument there. Semantics. But Jalen Johnson, probably the most impactful player out there on winning. They could be a prime Cooper Flag target. Like, if we can get an Atlanta Hawks pick out there, I'm more lenient on the Castle stuff. But of course, you need more assets, you need more stuff in there. You're not that Hornets pick is not conveying. That Bulls pick probably isn't conveying, but we'll see. Top 10 protected, but those will develop there. But you also have future seasons. The Atlanta Hawks swap rights. The Hawks are screwed. That's a screwed team. But you have a bunch of seconds out there in 2026. Beyond that, we go into the 27, 28, 29, and they have their own picks. They have a bunch of firsts out there from the Celtics. They have firsts from the Hawks again. They have firsts out there from the Minnesota Timberwolves, from the Dallas Mavericks. They have a lot of picks. So, they can amalgamate a bunch of these assets and make something pretty intriguing there for Fox. But, of course, in terms of their asset base, in terms of their players, Stephon Castle is the most interesting player. I'm happy the Kings are coveting him in one of these trade discussions. Him or Vassell are 2 guys that I'd be most intrigued by the Kings coming after and trying to acquire and trying to bring in. But let me know what you guys think about all this madness, all this nonsense that's going on with the team, with the all-star stuff, with everything that's happening. But this is a straight robbery. Let me know in the comment section down below. You guys are the best. I'm signing out. Cheers.